The esports movement is big business. Let's head now to the IEG World Conference in Chicago for more with Dan Roberts and the CEO of Super League Gaming, Ann Hand. Dan, take it away.
All right, thanks, Miles. Yes, I'm here with Ann Hand from Super League Gaming. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, nice to be here.
I always like to give a little one-on-one for our viewers whenever we talk about esports. So you guys actually do kind of the picks and shovels side. You're not making the games. You host and set up the live video game tournaments. Tell me about how the business works.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're really focused on amateur gamers. So over 2 billion gamers around the world, about 15,000 professionals. And what we're trying to do is create the Little League and Minor League system underneath. So our technology provides the tournament book, the team formation and league formation, and then with national deals like we just announced with Topgolf, we're now rolling out the field space. So that's the other missing piece of infrastructure for amateurs, is they need their court or their field to go come together and battle around the games they love.
And you guys just went public on the NASDAQ. The ticker is SLGG. Early to go public in sort of the life of the company, especially at a time when in tech we see more and more hot unicorns waiting for years to go public. So tell me about the decision to do the IPO.
Yeah, surely. And in some cases, maybe people wait too long. We thought that there was some virtue in being public. It offers a lot of transparency. Also, as well, we're excited about the notion of being one of the first esports public plays. And there's a lot of thirst for investors to want to get into esports and not a lot of ways for them to participate. And you know, these days, just about everyone knows a gamer, right? So even some of our grandparents and parents, you know, if they're not in gamers themselves, they certainly have gamers in their household. So there's a lot of people who have interest in it. And the thing about esports is it really wraps a special layer around these games that brings out character building and teamwork and collaboration. And so we kind of enjoy the fact that we're taking a stand for the better way to game, and think that it's pretty mainstream and something that the public markets will like.
Yeah, when we talk about esports, I always draw the distinction. There's sort of two forms, right? There are people who are watching other people play video games at home. You could stream it on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. But then there are the in-person events, you know, and esports events have sold out MSG. They've filled Barclays. You guys really focus on the in-person side. And recently on our Yahoo Finance program a few weeks back, right after you guys went public, you were saying that the in-person events really, you think, bring out women to the tournaments too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see that we skew very high on young female gamers or young adult women gamers. Also have a lot of physically challenged players. There's something about when you bring people together in an in-person environment, it's much more positive, inclusive, and inviting. So that's why I talk about it being the better way to game. What we're able to do at our live events is not only become almost like that missing local match.com for gamers, that missing social and competitive link. But then it's also what we do with our technology with the stadium screen at that physical venue, because we really give an entertainment and broadcast experience that you can't see with that second screen if you're just playing on your own at home. So it changes the feeling for the players, but also it creates spectators. And a good example of that is we just powered a great partnership with Samsung over the weekend, where they invited Ninja, a great K-pop band, Icon, to come to their Samsung 837 store. We were able to transform that space into a really amazing Fortnite tournament, but in partnership with Twitch, we were also able to broadcast it on our Super League TV channel and get it out to the masses as well.
You mentioned Samsung. We're here at IEG World, and the whole theme of this conference is partnerships and sports-related sponsorships, and esports just keeps coming up. I mean, when you mention esports to people from big publicly traded companies and big consumer brands, they get very loquacious, very talkative. They're all excited about partnerships. I mean, even though there's still so many consumers that I think don't understand esports, big brands see a ton of investment potential in esports. I mean, why is that right now?
Yeah, it's really because if you look at it, gaming isn't something you're going to grow out of anymore. It's really increasingly a big portion of your entertainment lifestyle or interest. And so, for example, I think recently Netflix, in a letter to investors a couple weeks ago, said that they felt their biggest competitor was Fortnite. And so if that's the case, then what it really means is that, you know, what we see is an amateur competitive gamer is playing at least 8 hours of gameplay a week. To your point about content, they're consuming an additional 9 hours of content watching someone else play. They've probably invested in a high-end gaming peripheral to advance their play, like our great sponsorship and partnership with Logitech. And so these are really people who are committed to this and have an interest in it. And it's just a new way for brands to be reaching that, a very elusive Gen Z millennial, attractive market segment.
Yeah, it's very hot. And let's end this way. You mentioned Logitech, you mentioned Samsung, Google recently announcing a more move into gaming, and then obviously Amazon owns Twitch. Are we going to see the very biggest kind of tech giants, do you think, try to become more powerful gradually in this space? That is, more companies make a move like Amazon buying Twitch, trying to monopolize on the streaming side and kind of consolidate power that way?
Well, I mean, I certainly think kind of like all content, you'll see over time maybe some disaggregation that starts to occur as more and more competitors come into the space. But yeah, Google's announcement is exciting because in a way, the more that gaming is streamed in the cloud, it means that it further democratizes competitive sports. Now people don't have to invest maybe in as sophisticated of hardware to be able to level up and compete like they aspire to be a pro. And so all of those announcements are good for gamers, and if they're good for the everyday competitive gamer, they're good for Super League.
All right, really good stuff, Ann. Thanks for joining us. That's Ann Hand from Super League Gaming. The ticker is SLGG. Back to you guys.
All right, that's Dan Roberts live in Chicago. Dan, thanks so much.